Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Please comment, rate, subscribe, folks. Comment, rate, subscribe, like the videos. Also, share the videos. I want to thank everyone that does like, watch, and share my videos. You folks are the absolute best. Listen, folks, there's a link tree down below. Has links to all of my social media platforms. Please go down there. Follow me across all my social media platforms and talk to me because I'll talk back. Also down there as well as links to all of my YouTube pages. Please go down there, subscribe to all my YouTube pages, and turn on your notifications so when I post content, you folks will be in the know. Now, with that said and done and put to the side, I've come to talk to you folks today about the New York Jets taking a loss to the Las Vegas Raiders, a frustrating loss. The Jets lose to the Raiders 12-16. Let me tell you something, man. This feels like Groundhog's Day. I mean, it's the same old story. Same old story. Jets defense plays lights out. Jets offense cannot get out of its own way. Okay? We're going to start with the offense. Penalties and drop passes killed the New York Jets offense tonight. It was awful. Their first drives that ended in field goals all had really pretty much drive-killing penalties. The first drive, Zach Wilson had an intentional grounding call. There was a screen that got blown up, and he had pressure, and he threw it in the guy's direction, but the refs called it. Then there was another drive-killing penalty on 2nd and 8. C.J. Uzomah, who's a veteran tight end who killed us tonight with penalties in his play. C.J. Uzomah on 2nd and 8 gets a holding call after Garrett Wilson had a 11-yard catch and run. That killed a drive. That drive ended in a field goal just like the first one. Then C.J. Uzomah gets another holding call, right? Zach Wilson runs for 23 yards down the field. Zach actually used his feet tonight when necessary. He got outside the pocket and finally saw, hey, I can run and nobody's around here. He took off down the field, runs for 23 yards, dove for a touchdown. We thought we had a touchdown, but then they reviewed it, and he had stepped out of bounds. All right, cool. Okay. All right, we see what's up, right? We're on the Raiders' 3-yard line, okay? We line up, snap the ball, hand the ball off to Breece Hall. Breece Hall runs in for a touchdown. Everybody's fired up. We got a touchdown. We're on the board. Let's go. Oh, no. There's a flag down on the field. C.J. Uzomah called for holding, and he did. He literally grabbed the guy around his back, hugged him, and drug him to the ground. And he was in the end zone celebrating with Breece Hall. Like, oh, yeah, look what touchdown. You were the reason that the touchdown was taken off of the board. That drive ends up stalling, and we hit a field goal. We could not get out of our own way. We continue to kick ourselves in the face. Self-inflicted wounds. That's what's happening here. Penalties, drop passes as well tonight, right? We saw drop passes from a couple wide receivers. Garrett Wilson had a bad drop pass to start the game, which Garrett Wilson was great tonight. He made some great plays. But he had some drop passes. He also had a touchdown that he dropped as well that was right in his breadbasket delivered from Zach. He couldn't bring it in. Even after the half, when we got the ball coming out, we continue to shoot ourselves in the foot with penalties. On 3rd and 8 of our first offensive drive after the half, Michael Carter gets called for a chop block. Then Gibson turns around and gets called for holding on the very next play after the chop block. That killed that drive. The New York Jets are playing so undisciplined, it is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. They're just undisciplined. And at some point, Robert Saleh, the New York Jets head coach, has got to do something. He has got to start benching guys. C.J. Uzomah should have been benched. You should be benched. If you're going to consistently come out and cause these issues and have these penalties and kill us drives for us offensively, sit on the bench. Sit on the bench and learn your lesson. We can't do this. The New York Jets had 8 penalties for 83 yards. I'm gonna say this again. The New York Jets had 8 penalties for 83 yards. They're just coming off of an 8 penalty game. And before that, they had a 9 penalty game. Bro, when is this going to stop? Like, when is this going to stop? We are hurting ourselves. We're hurting ourselves, man. Now, was Zach Wilson Patrick Mahomes or Jalen Hurts or Josh Allen tonight? No, he wasn't. But he wasn't the biggest problem. Zach Wilson played fairly well tonight, right? 23 of 39, 263 yards, and 1 interception late in the game. Interception that hurt us, but it was an interception that was late. After the Jets defense recovered a fumble, and we'll get to the Jets defense and how phenomenally they played tonight. They recovered a fumble in the fourth quarter that gave the Jets some life and gave them a chance to get down the field and take the game possibly, right? Zach Wilson on that drive made some plays that was insane. He hit Allen Lazard coming across the field, moving to his right, and put a dime. It was an unbelievable throw that Zach made on the move. Allen Lazard almost dropped it, like Allen Lazard does. But he was able to, to reel it in, and the drive kept moving. We also saw Zach make an unbelievable throw to Tyler Conklin. Pressure coming, he gets hit, he delivers the ball down the field to Tyler Conklin low. It was some great throws. They got down into the red zone of the Raiders. He drops back. Allen Lazard runs a comeback route. He ran it kind of sloppy, right? Allen Lazard just basically turns around and goes like this. Zach Wilson kind of locked on him, threw the ball, and the Raiders defender, Spillane, kind of read it and just was able to get down there, and he made a play. Caught the ball, interception, is going back the Raiders' way, all right? And that was that for that drive, right? That was that. But everything up to that interception, Zach was playing very well. And that interception, you don't want to see that happen, but Zach played well tonight. He was not you can't put all of the blame of this game, of this loss, squarely on Zach Wilson's shoulders. It's not. And I know people are just they want to just go crazy on Zach. Yeah, whatever. That interception, yeah, that was a tough interception. But he was not the big problem tonight. The big problem was the lack of discipline, the wild penalties. There was drop passes. We were literally just hurting ourselves offensively. It was mind-blowing. Mind-blowing. We also had no running game tonight again. Zach Wilson led the New York Jets in rushing with 54 yards. Breece Hall only had 28 yards rushing. Yo, what is going on with Nathaniel Hackett in these play calls? He's got to clean it up, dude. I mean, Dalvin Cook actually looked good tonight. He was showing that he had some pop and some burst. Nathaniel Hackett, his play calling is just, it's all over the place, man. It's all over the place, and I don't get it. I don't get it, man. I don't get it. I want to go over to the defensive side of the ball because I want to give them some love. Whitehead, the guy that everybody in the Jets fan base wanted to get rid of some reason, right? This past offseason, he had an interception in his game. He played pretty well. Q, Huff, Solomon Thomas, Jermaine Johnson, Tanzil Smart, all those guys up front played phenomenal, man. Played phenomenal tonight. Got after it. O'Connell was booty, to be completely honest with you. He was cheeks. He didn't do anything tonight. The guy that really did work for the Raiders, that literally carried them in this game, was Josh Jacobs. He had 27 carries for 115 yards. He was the guy that was keeping their drives alive. He was. O'Connell was cheeks. He couldn't do anything. Even Devontae Adams. We thought, he's going to go off. Devontae Adams had 6 catches for 87 yards. That was it. That was it, man. This defense played extremely well. And my biggest concern was The frustration starting to boil over because of the offense's ineptitude and inability to produce. And Sauce, after the game, had a little something to say to the media when they asked him about, what's going on and how he feels about, the Jets getting these L's and not winning. Sauce literally said that the Jets are not playing complimentary football and that it's tough. I'm paraphrasing this part. It's tough as a defense because they basically have zero margin for error. They have to play perfect because the coaches are telling them, hey, we can't lose if the other team doesn't score. Oh, baby. This is what I feared. This is what I feared. Because the frustration is going to start to mount more and more and more. And if we can't get things together offensively, it could boil over, man. And when it boils over, boy, it could get ugly. Oh, it can get ugly. Comment down below. Let me know what you folks think. What are your thoughts about this Jets offense? What are your thoughts about the undisciplined play that we're seeing out there? How do you think Robert Saleh should handle this situation? I've been saying he needs to start benching fools. He needs to start benching people. What are your thoughts about the play of this defense? Comment down below. Let me know what you folks think. Let's go back and forth. You folks have a good one. Peace.